Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, T-Bird Stacking. Started a few minutes late. This will probably be the last live stream I probably do for a little while because me and Mrs. T-Bird will be on vacation next week. And she has the whole Saturday, Sunday, and the next 7 days after that all to myself. And we're going to be doing a lot of different things, going places, doing things here around the house. But YouTube's supposed to be off the table. I may, like I said, periodically pop pop a live, or not a live, but pop a short stream here and there, probably of maybe what we're doing, places we probably go. I don't know. But I'm just chillaxing. Hey, Snakebite, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, this will probably not going to be my last live stream or my last fire pit, but it's just I'll probably end up having to repeat it. It's just going to be the last one for probably 7 to 9 days. Mrs. T-Bird's got a week off after tonight. She's got the weekend, and then she's got all next week off, and then the weekend after that. We're going to be spending some R&R time alone together, going places, doing things, and probably also going to a few different places. Res Bubble! The gods are amused. Yes, they are. They're wanting a T-Bird fire. Hookah chaka, hookah chaka. Yeah, you can see the bunch of uh, pine needles and pine branches down there. It should light rather easy. About a half hour ago, it did rain here for about a half an hour to an hour. Everything's kind of a little damp. Even the brush, you can kind of see the stones here. They're still not. It's only dry there because I had a couple of those chairs over the top of that wood, and it got semi wet. But we're gonna do a fire. Yes, it is hot and humid right now, and coming this weekend as well. Woo! Yeah, I know. I am not sure what the high temperature got up here today, but it was 86 degrees, and it was before noon. That was right around 11 o'clock, and it was very hot and humid. I hear a helicopter in the background somewhere. But anyhow, it's humid right now. It's it's got to still be up in the 80s. I'd probably say it's probably at least 82, 83, 84 degrees. And I don't think you guys can quite see it, but no, there's a bit of a haze. Now you can't really see it. No. Or is that my glasses? I don't know. I think it may be my glasses that are a little steamed up. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. 90 there right now at 6:35 p.m. Yeah, uh, yeah, it'd be 7:35 here. You're an hour behind me. Oh yeah, there's a jet going to Montreal. Mirabel Airport. I don't know if I can zoom in on it. Mile High jet, way up there. He's way up there. He's no, he's at a different directory. Maybe he's going to Mirabel Airport, or maybe he's going somewhere else because he's on a wrong flight plan. Because if he was going to Montreal Airport, he'd be going that way. That's about where Montreal is. He was going that way. Maybe he's going to Alaska. I don't know. Don't know. But I got a flight. It seems like I got a flight plan of all kinds of planes going across my area, heading north, east, and west. Of course, if you go over that away somewhere, over that away, Burlington. Burlington has a big major airport. But yeah, I'm hot. Holy crepes. Man, tiki gods want fire though. Only 105 in Tucson today. Whew, only. Oh my God, what would I do there? But Tucson that's a dry heat though, isn't it? Where did I get that from? It's only 100, but it's a dry heat. Uh, um, it's that comedian with the puppets. What's his name? What's his name? Oh, jeez, I can't even think of his name. He's got all the puppets. He's got the different types of puppets. I can't even remember. It'll come to me. Out of the blue, it'll come to me. But yeah, I figured I might as well get in one more live before our adventure begins again. I didn't even post all the stuff, and everybody that's out there, you gotta make sure to go check out the video I just posted just a little while ago. I think it's something like Mr. and Mrs. T-Bird in a web. It may be the only time you ever get a face reveal on Mrs. T-Bird, and I don't know. 31% humidity. How you doing, Invisible? I don't know. When we were out in the Adirondack Park in Tupper Lake, we were up in the trees and all that stuff, and they had an eagle's nest, and they had a spider web up there. We went up there and we took a bunch of videos of all sorts of stuff. But she got me to go out in the spider web, and I got in the middle, pretended to be a spider. A bunch of kids out there. And a big kid about 60 years old. Don't ask me what he was doing out there. I don't know. Normally 10%. But she was trying to coax her brother to go out on the spider web. And I said, well, what, you'll see it in the video, but I said, why don't you go out there? I go, you're going to be on video. Do you want to be on video? You don't want to be on video. And she said, all right, I don't care. So she went out there, and it's going to probably be the only time you ever get Mrs. T-Bird and see her, because she doesn't like to be on YouTube, or she doesn't want to be recorded. But she was recorded, and she gave me permission. Now I uploaded the video, and I didn't ask her again, hey, can I upload that video? Are you sure? I just uploaded it. So it's out there. But all I'm saying, wait, no more fire chats. Wait, why? Oh, only for a little bit. It's, Mrs. T-Bird has all next week off as a vacation. Saturdays and Sundays are usually mine and her day, so I'm not usually on too much live or on other subscribers' live streams. The weekends are for me, Mrs. T-Bird, but next week she has a vacation. She had a vacation last week, and she allowed me to do a few videos here and there, but she said next vacation is just me and you. No videos, no YouTube, no phone. I said, what? So next week, from this weekend through the following weekend, I won't be going live at all. There won't be probably no videos, no shorts. If I'm lucky, maybe she'll allow me to post a short or two. I don't know, but I'm supposed to dedicate next week solely for her, and I can't blame her. We got to have our own private personal time without me always being on the phone. And it's tough. It's tough to lead a life and have fun and do this and spend time with your significant other or your spouse and YouTube and then everybody else's channel. And you watch this one, you watch that one. So I got to respect her for that. I'm just here for the quench. Okay. Oh man. Yeah. Oh, I so apologize. I think I promised you a couple of different quenches, and I still got that ice. I got the bowl in the freezer. Oh man. Maybe I'll try this weekend. I don't know if you're always on. I'll try to see if I can't do a copper pour this weekend. If I do, it'll probably be Saturday, and I'll break out the ice and we'll do ice quenches. I'll try. I can't promise anything, but if not, that will be in not next Monday coming up, but the Monday following. That night will be the first time whatever I do before I do when I do a live. It will be definitely a pouring night for a quench, and I'll probably try to do something special. Who knows? Cut the stream, and the dog throws up. Oh man. Yeah, but it's just going to be the last fire pit stream for a little bit, just till Mrs. T-Bird gets done her vacation. Um, but let me see. This is the first week. Okay, next week's the second week of August. The third week and fourth week of August, I'm helping out a friend at their warehouse, so I won't be on too much before after her vacation next week. The following week and the week after, I won't be on too much before 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the evening because I am helping a good friend and next door neighbor of mine run her warehouse. She's trained me. She knows I have some experience in it and whatnot. And she's taken off on vacation, and I kind of fill her spot. That's the only thing I do for work now is help out my next neighbor run her warehouse. And that's all I can say about that. Been feeding two stray cats. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, let me see here. Go back. Uh, the quench. Let's see. Been feeding two stray cats now. A raccoon. Feel like Dr. Doodle. My rankings invisible. I hope that's a good thing. Well, some of my rankings are eating, and you know how I like to eat, but I'm trying to eat more healthy. Oh boy, there's some blueberries that I got. I've been eating a whole lot of blueberries. They're good for me, and they've got a lot of antioxidants. I've probably, oh boy, I've gone through. This is about I think this is a pint of blueberries. And I think this past week, I think I've gone through about 5 or 6 pints. I think it's a pint. They're about 16 ounces, anyways. I think. I don't know. I just eat them. I'll give it a few more minutes, and I'll light that fire up. I'll get that going. Don't want to do it too soon. Too soon. Yeah, I love the blueberries. Yeah, they are good. They're delicious. They're very good for you. I can see you eat and heart. I can see you love eating and heart issues. Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm eating a lot. I love blueberries, and the blueberries are kind of heart healthy. I love to eat. Don't know 100% with heart issues yet, but I'm trying to be more cautious and conscious of it. Watching what I eat and what's in the food that I do eat. I've cut back dramatically on the steak, and I can't tell you how hard that is. I love to eat. Oh, I love to eat demonical steaks. I love filet mignon. My other favorite steak is ribeye. I've only had one ribeye steak in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and I normally will have 2 or 3 steaks a week. But the other thing I got, which I have to be careful of too, and I do have a bag of them, and I'll probably when I get the fire going, I'll pop up one of these marshmallows and look at the size of those. Those are not your average size marshmallows. Those are huge, huge marshmallows. But I should, even though that the pine needles. Who got to see the video the other day that I dropped? It was about 11-minute video. I apologize for the length of it, but I showed how to create a fire with something other than matches or lighter fluid with just using a magnifying glass in the sun. Yeah, them are super marshmallows. Yeah, they are. But I did make a fire. It took me a little bit. I was out of practice. I hadn't tried that with a magnifying glass for quite some time. I am forgetting who it was, whether it was some one of my subscribers had told me about doing it with bifocals. Which, yeah, I've never tried it, but I know you can do it with bifocals. You can create a fire. It's much harder than it is using a magnifying glass. Oh, thank you, Snakebite. Yeah, yeah, you saw it. Yeah, it takes a little bit, but you got to make sure to get the focal point. And I did it later in the afternoon where the sun was kind of coming through the leaves of the trees, and I wasn't in a very good angle. Uh, Even where I was trying to do it, if I didn't wasn't trying to record it, I could have did a lot better job. But I think I tried to demonstrate how you can use a magnifying glass and find if you're too close and too far away, you don't have the focal point of the sun, and you got to angle it just right, left and right, up and down to get a good solid focal point on where you're trying to light it on fire. And you can't have just pine needles just laying together because it'll just keep burning the needles and burning the needles. You got to have something where it's more compact and broken up in really small dry sticks. But if you get something going when it turns red and you get some ambers, you can start blowing on it a little bit. And then you got to make sure to have a little bit of extra burnable, combustible material right there, and keep adding to it and blow it and keep it going. And when you get enough of that red coals, it'll instantaneously ignite into a flame. And then you got to still blow into it and feed the fire a little bit. But if you're out in the wilderness or something, always bring a magnifying glass with you. You know, if in case you got matches or you got a, you know, maybe you got a big lighter. Yeah, but who's to say that don't run out of fuel or the matches get wet? If you're out in the wilderness camping or doing something, you know, it's not so much for survival, but if you want to be able to light a fire for your convenience to be warm in the evening or something, during the daytime, you can start yourself a fire and get some wood going and have a bed of coals and keep it kind of going a little bit. So at nighttime, you can, you know, load up some more wood and you can have a nice, comfy, warm fire to keep you warm or maybe to cook on a skillet. No, this younger generation, they don't. They don't have any clue. Absolutely right. But there's about five or yeah, got alert, but I'm not a pyro enough yet. Oh, you're not a pyro. Well, you're not supposed to be. Not this was water. You're not supposed to water in the sun. It burns, and it plants a magnifying effect. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's got like a magnifying effect to the plants. That's why you're not supposed to water your plants during direct sunlight. You know, in the daytime. It's not good for them. The water beads up on them, and the sun's rays actually go through it, and it focals to a kind of like a point, depending on the angle of the sun, the strength of the sun, and where you're at, and it can burn the leaves of the plant. Yeah, 3-volt batteries and a giant pack of gum is all you need. There you go. Don't need the sun. No, yeah, there's plenty of ways how you can start a fire even without the sun. But that was one way. Another way is like I said with bifocals, which I knew. I forget who the subscriber was that had mentioned to me, but I had already knew that. I haven't tried it with the bifocals, but I know it can be done. And I did say previously to that in one of my lives that you can actually take a couple of pieces of different types of glass. As long as you got two pieces of glass, it's much difficult. It's very difficult, but you can use the sun's rays to go through certain types of glass. They got to be a certain thickness. Hey, Rakamas, good to see you. And you can put them together, one through the other, and you can create a fire with that if you got a good starting point. Another way is if you got a string with like on a little bow and you got another piece of wood on a piece of wood like this, you would want to take a knife, like you would have this sitting flat, and you would want to, you know, hollow out a little hole so the stick would fit into, and then have another stick with a string on it to where you can hold the top with another little a block of stone or something like that, and you can put some combustible material down towards the bottom. And if you go fast enough, you create enough heat to where the powdery combustible material will actually catch on fire. And then as long as you got stuff ready for it, you can keep adding to it once you get a coal going, blowing on it like I did with the magnifying glass, and you can make a fire that way. There's a lot of different ways how you can make fire. Uh, but like a lot, like Snakebite said, a lot of the younger generation don't know. They don't know those types of skills. It's a dying skill that, you know, some maybe somewhere along the line, maybe somebody might see that video and pick up on it and watch it and say, oh, maybe I can do that. That'd be cool, neat to try. I don't know, but you know, anytime you're outside the wilderness, you know, like I said, it rained here. You saw the patio stones that I got. They're damp. But if you've got any type of brush like pine has oil in it, and it has resin and sap. Uh, it ignites really easy. I mean, there's no lighter fluid or anything on this. I'm going to go ahead and light it now. I'm going to get it going. I should be able to just put this underneath some of these needles right here. It should just need that one spark, maybe, and the rest should maybe catch. I don't know. Maybe not. Now I'm gonna have to light it somewhere else because, like I said, it is kind of dry or it is kind of wet. It's damp. I don't have anything on here but just sticks and pine needles, and it's damp. All the wood's wet and damp. So I should be able to get this going enough to start this fire. Now the bird knows how to start a fire. If you want to call me a pyromaniac, yeah, I am. I've always been good with fires, and I've always been safe with fires. I've been making fires since I was 6, 7 years old. Trust me, 6 or 7 years old. I think one of my first fires, I didn't make it, but I made it spread. The fire department did get called, and my father did get called, and I suffered a little wrath from that one. Yeah, my dad kind of kicked my butt. Yeah, he did. It was fortunately on our land, actually the land that I reside on now, which back then it didn't have that as many trees. And this is the God's honest truth. Now, I bought a section. My father left me a section, gave me a section, whether I wanted a section here or a section off the other side of that hedgerow or tree line or the section to the south of me. And he offered my sister the same thing. I took one, but I've never felt right on having anything handed to me. It's another different type of story, but he had the third part sold for $1,000 to somebody, and he ended up needing to borrow some money at once upon a time, not because he didn't have it, it's just because we were playing cards together and we were in a card game. Yeah, that ain't gonna stay lit. Like I said, it's damn. I would have to really baby it over there. I think I'm gonna use a little bit of fire starter to keep it going. I could probably keep it going if I wanted to, but it'll be easier. But how the story goes is we were playing cards, a card game, and with some other friends and neighbors. And I'd had my own business at that point in time. I hope you guys can hear me. And he wanted to borrow 2K. He wanted to borrow 2K. And I said, tell you what, I go, I owe you 1,000 for, I go, I want that other section. I go, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you 1,000 for that, and I'll give you 1,000 for the one I'm on. I'll give you two, and you don't got to pay me back. Just sign the whole complete lot over to me that I want. And he said, fine, deal. So it was a done deal. And I hope you guys heard that. I don't got nothing to fan the flames with. That's another thing you would kind of maybe want is something to fan the flames with. This is just a broom. You can take something also once you get it going. If you're in an area, like say if you're out in the woods, like I pretty much am in the woods. But if you get something going with pine that's slightly damp, with the needles, you can get it going. But you can also fan the flame like this to keep it going, to get it to keep going. Because you can even see now where it doesn't really want to catch, and that's all dead pine right there, and that should catch really extremely well. But it's damp and it's wet. That's what I'm saying. I might end up needing a little bit of help with that fire. I might end up needing a little bit of help. If I wasn't live streaming, I could definitely get that going better. I definitely could. And I'll get back to the chat here in a second. Woo! And I'm good about this because I'm out in the country. Yeah, it's about 7 foot flames right there. I'm in the country. We've had plenty of rain. There's nothing to worry about. Everything's damp and wet. And I've got a huge fire pit to boot. I just don't know how well I'm going to be able to keep that going. I've got my wood I tried to protect over there. Now yeah, pine needles are nice. Yes, they are. There goes my one of my cameras. Bzz, bzz. Let me scroll back, make sure. didn't miss anything here. Oh, motion detected. What camera is that? I'm gonna have to try to shut my cameras off. Johnny Thunder, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you very much for stopping by. Oh, don't know who you are, but thank you. And it's not. Just enjoying a little fire here, a little fire pit live chat with friends. I think you're probably new to my channel, possibly. Fire, loves, and lakes. Yeah, I don't think I've seen you before either. Lilia Zolotoy, I think. Can't pronounce that quite right. But welcome to my channel. Thank you very much. Yeah, one of my cameras are going off like crazy. I don't know. I must have a deer or something somewhere, or a rabbit. Oh, I do got a rabbit, but he's not where one of my cameras are. Bugs Bunny's over there. Even if I turn the camera, you're not going to be able to see him. Yep, Bugs Bunny's over there. Did you see the video, Rockaboss, where Molly she heard me when I was coming out? I did a Bugs Bunny. Oh boy, she almost got that bunny rabbit. Oh boy, I was like, oh no. I was saying, psst, go get the bunny, Molly. I didn't think she seen it. She seen it. She had her eyes peeled right on it. The minute I seen it, she tore right by me and took off like a bat out of heck. She took right after that bunny rabbit. Oh man. You haven't yet? Oh, wait till you watch it. Oh, she almost had it. Yeah. At the end, I put down Molly 0, Bugs Bunny 1. It was funny. I thought it was anyways. I'm going to try to see if I can't put some of that wood that I had that I tried to protect from getting wet. It's a little damp, but let's see here. Oh man, now the sap is coming out of that pine. Yeah, don't do this at home, guys. Not unless you're good with fires and you've got a nice fire pit. A nice fire pit or something. Don't do it in an area where there's a potential where the fire can get out of control and out of hand. You got dry conditions. Yeah, that wood's wet. Oh man. But even wood that's slightly wet, you can still get the burn because it doesn't totally saturate the wood. As long as you get a nice heat source underneath it and you can bank it up like that, the fire will help dry out the outside. It burns as fast, but you can still create a fire. The only way you probably wouldn't if it was totally submerged in water and sat in water for a long period of time. Now you can probably hear my silver jingling. I'm not in an area like Washington over Spokane is. I feel so sorry, so bad for a lot of the people over in Spokane, over in Washington, losing completely everything. I think there was like over 860 homes. I don't know. I don't think they were all homes, but businesses and a lot of it in the residence area where their property and houses, everything just burned. It's just horrible. Like I said, I'm fortunate. I live in an area where we don't usually have any drought. Yeah, there's the bunny. He just went over to the inside the hedgerow. I was going to turn the camera, but he's beyond my point of vision right now. There's something else I wanted to say, and I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, well, if you came in a little late, Rock, make sure to go check out the video I posted tonight before Mrs. T-Bird makes me take it down. It's to do with when we were out in our adventure last week over in Tupper Lake. It's named Mr. and Mrs. T-Bird in a web. Mr. and Mrs. T-Bird in a web. I think that's what I called it. It's about I don't know, almost a 4 minute video. I couldn't put any sound to it or any emojis or anything because I can only put music to videos that are 60 seconds or less, and they consider a short 3 minutes or less. But between 60 anything over 60 seconds, you can't put music to. But up to 3 minutes, you can put emojis and letters in there and whatever through the YouTube editor, which I usually like to do. And it has Mrs. T-Bird there. She gave me permission when we were out there to go on to the. She went out on the web, and I told her, I go, "Do you want to be on video or not?" And she goes, "I go, you better let me know now." She goes, she didn't care, but I posted that tonight, but I did not go into her office and say, "Hey, is it still okay? Can I still post that video?" I didn't do that. But she told me then and there when we were at that park over at the Wildlife Center that I could post it. So it's posted. But it's not saying that she might not let me take it down or say, "Yo, you have to take that down. I don't want that up." So it's up there for the meantime. I think that person earlier that had said something that wasn't too nice. I don't know, towards the end. Yeah, I don't think he's here anymore. I don't know. I don't like that type of. I like to have fun. I like to have good times. Yeah, you can see that fire kind of just slowly taking off. It was nice dry kin, uh, kiln wood. I'd actually bought that from the store because a lot of my wood, I don't have it in any type of protection or anything. A lot of my wood is all really damp, and I bought that the other day at the store. $8, $8.99 for a small bundle of wood. The two bundles that I bought probably back about 10 years ago, the amount that's in two bundles you could used to get for $6.99, and you would get as much as what there is in two bundles now for $8.99. It's like, what? But it is what it is. I just got to get around to maybe cutting down some of my old dead trees out back that I got and splitting them up. Which brings me to like the one I got in the garage that I still have to cut into little slabs, the little trees of life, and stain them and shellac them. I'll do it one of these days. Procrastinating too much. I know. Give me heck. Well, yeah, it's still humid here. I'm guessing it's about 82-ish, maybe 82 and humid. It was 86 earlier, about 11 o'clock in the morning when I got home. Thankfully, though, I got in to see the cardiologist. I do got an appointment to go back and see him in the second week of September, but that's to review my results. Just before September, I have to go in there to actually, they're going to give me a stress test, which I set an appointment after I got home. They called. Well, I was doing my live stream. They called and I ignored them. I declined the answer or the call. I got a voicemail message. So when I called them back, I scheduled an appointment to go get the stress test done, and they're going to do an echo cardiograph echo thing. I think that's where they put the machine over the top of your heart or your chest, and it scans over the top, and it does a 3D image of your heart and checks out all your capillaries. What did he say today? The doctor? I think that's what you're referring to, and I just did. Everything is pretty much okay. My blood pressure wasn't bad. When he took my blood pressure, it was a little on the low side. I don't know why, but I was pretty calm, and I was on my medication. But I think it was 110/68, which was a little low. But I wasn't excited or anything. I was nice, calm, and didn't have any coffee, didn't have any cigarettes, in the morning yet on my way going there. So my blood pressure, because of the medication I'm on, was super, super low. But they did have me take my shirt off, and they put little stickers all over me and hitched me up to what do you call that thing? An EKG machine. They hitched me up to an EKG machine, and they printed out. I think they ran it for only like about 30 seconds. It didn't seem like it was that long. I didn't think it was long enough. But the EKG came out fine. There was nothing wrong with that. And then when the doctor came in, he looked at the EKG readout and he listened to my heart with a test, whatever, the scope. I can't say that word. Stethoscope, close enough. But he did say everything sounds good. He goes, you look like you're in good health. He goes, for your age, being 60, he goes, look like you're in good shape. He goes, you're not overweight. He goes, your oxygen level is good. Um, blood pressure is good. And he asked some of my symptoms and what was going on. I told him what had been going on and my concerns. And I go, when I go, I can get up, and I don't do any exercising, but I do a lot around the house. And I go, I keep myself fairly active. I go, but if I get up and run, I go, I can get up and run short distances. But of course, I go, I am 60. I go, but if I overdo it too much, and I get tightness in my chest, and if I do way too much, I go, I'll get a little pain off to the left side of the center of my chest. I go, I'm not sure what that is. And they did it to me. They got a weird look. Oh, let me see. Stethoscope. There you go. I said it. Stethoscope. Question mark. Yeah, it is better than being high. Start rushing. Yeah, but I said if I overexert myself, oh, the sky looks pretty neat over there. Holy crap. Man, I got a nice red hue. Check that out. It's blurry. Well, through the trees. See that back there? That's why the doctor asked you anything hurts. Yeah. Yeah, check that out. It's not quite, uh, it doesn't look bad on the camera, but it's much more pronounced. I don't know. It's better in real life. Yeah, you guys. Oh, there it is. That almost looks like the way I'm seeing it. You see that? How that changed? I just had to zoom in a little bit. Talk to text on the phone doesn't work like my old phone. Oh, it doesn't. Uh, yeah. Um, you may have to. I think there's something to do with talk to text where you can have it to where you can talk to it and it'll recognize your voice better. I forget how to do it though. But there was a way. I hope you found the settings where you go to your settings, go to your emojis, and you can turn that emojis on, where it puts it on the lower left of the keyboard on your phone. A few apps you can download might work better. Yeah, that is true too, Rockmaster. There is some apps you can download. Um, that I haven't. I just use the one on my phone. But the speech text, even on my phone, does not. It doesn't like me. It does not like me. I'll say something and it prints something else. Oh, now you guys are all zoomed in. All zoomed in. Yeah, I'm sweating. Oh, man. Oh, you never even got to see my Fu Manchu, did you? You weren't on my. You were on the tail end of my. No, wait. My live I did today. I think even Scrap Metal Racing missed it. Oh, I just rubbed my face too. And my hands are probably dirty from playing around with that fire. You were one of the ones that voted for the Fu Manchu, the handlebars. Oh boy, they're coming along. Yeah, like I said, it's 50% black and white on here, and then it's maybe 80% here. I got the handlebars going down. I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep it. I didn't go all the way to the bottom. I kind of kept it down around there. I got 2 days shadow right here. What do you think? You voted for it. It's all your fault. You did it. Thank you. Yeah, I've had them before, but there's, like I said, I've got it going halfway down my neck, but I've had it before to right down to here. That's about where the hairline stops on my, for where I shave. Right about there. But I've had them all the way down to here before. A little on the thick side, maybe. I'll let them grow a little bit longer. Yeah, it's all this whole area is basically almost pretty much white, 80% white. I salt and pepper 50% about in this area. I don't really got anything gray up here, just off to the sides, right in this area. About 50-50. It's about 80% here, 50-50 on the mustache. I think War was trying to, yeah, it does grow kind of fast. Don't, oh, there goes my wood. I go fix the wood. But scrap metal racing missed it too. It doesn't take long. I got to shave almost every day. I don't. I usually shave every 2 days. Like I said, don't do what I do. I'm not saying I'm a professional. I'm not a professional, but I've played with fire a lot of my life. I sort of know what I'm doing. Sort of. Kind of, sort of. Accidents happen, but I've been very good with fire. I've never really hurt myself with fire. I've always been very cautious in how I make a fire, what I do, and I've always taken precautions. I would normally grab this, but I really don't want to because it's a piece of pine and it's going to be sticky because it's already been underneath the fire. But if you're not experienced with messing around with fire, or I'll call it playing with fire, you need to be safe with what you do. And I'm not being safe, but I'm not. Don't do what I do. Just don't do what I do because, like I said, I've messed around with fire for a long time, almost all my life, and I know what I can do, when I can do it, and how to touch it and do whatever. Right now, I've got less fire than coal. I got more coals than fire, so, and like I said, the wood's kind of wet, so I'm getting a lot of smoke from it. I mean, a pyromaniac would just turn around and just take more lighter fluid and just squirt some more lighter fluid on it. I guess you know what what I am. I'm a pyromaniac. All right, somebody laugh. If I lived in Washington, I surely wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't even be making a fire. Like I said, the weather is different here. Everything's nice and green. Everything's wet, damp. There's no winds. I'm in a protected area that I built. A huge fire pit. Big, huge fire pit. I don't know if anybody has Invisible ever seen my fire pit, the whole thing. This thing is huge, and it doesn't look nearly as big as what you think it is. But you just take a look at the table in there. I can fit a whole. Oh man, we've had it out there before. I can fit a queen size bed frame in there with a queen size bed over there, which me and Mrs. T-Bird have slept in there before at nighttime with the fire. And sometimes we put the TV right here. But this thing is huge. It's 12 feet wide. It's 12 feet wide. Is it by 10? Yeah, 12 by 10, I think. Oh, that's 10 foot. The 12 foot is that way. The 12 foot is that way. 12 foot by 10. And the walls are 3 feet high. It is huge. I don't know anybody to have a bigger fire pit than what I got. I've never seen one. I've got lights I got to replace on it. I got some solar lights. Those ones have been on there for about 7-8 years. They kind of petered out on me. And there's the back part of it. But it's all stoned in. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rakamas. But it's huge. And I've got my 700-foot hose here all summer. I always have my 700-foot hose. If I ever need a hose for anything, even when I burn out back, that's why I got such a long hose. I got to be careful how far I get. But I've got like 700 feet of hose. It just keeps going and going and going and going. I can go almost anywhere on my property. I can go 700 feet that way. I can go 700 feet that way. I can go across the road to the other side of the road that I don't own that way. And then I can almost go to the other end of my property back there, which is probably about 900, well, by 800 feet back. Almost. I need about another 150 feet of hose. But I use it because sometimes I make little fires over there and I usually burn there. But anytime I burn, I always make sure to have a hose and have the hose on. So in case something gets out of control, I can at least take care of it. And before I even start a fire, like say over in that area over there, I always water down the trees around the area and the ground and the grass around the area so nothing spreads. I soak it down pretty good where I'm not going to be burning. So I do take my due diligence and precautions so nothing catches. You have 300 feet of hose? Nice. That's probably all you might need. I'm not sure where you live. I don't know, but I've got I got 9 acres, and there is areas on my property where that hose will not reach. But there are certain sections, like I can't go all the way to the south part of my property, but I don't do anything to the south part. I got probably an acre, an acre and a half maybe that I don't do anything with at all. Nothing. I don't even go on it. But that little area I'm thinking about maybe in the future, it goes down a little lower because I got a lot of ledge rock here, but in that section, the ledge rock dips down. Um, but I'm thinking about maybe making some type of a bunker shelter over there in that area from a well. Yeah, I used to have a well. I used to. But way behind me, where you hear those guns shooting off all the time, to the south part of where that gun range is, there's used to be an old landfill. They still got a section where you bring your garbage there, but it all goes into a container. They got recyclable containers, and they got containers for where your rubbish goes, a container for your glass, your tin cans, your plastics, and so on. Um, but years and years ago, there used to be an old, we called it the dump. You used to just bring your garbage in big plastic bags, no matter what was in it, it didn't matter, and you just throw it there. I don't even remember. I don't even think there was a fee for it. You just threw your garbage out, and the town had a bulldozer there, and they would just bulldoze it over. They would just keep bulldozing it over, bulldozing it over. And it came once upon a time where, I mean, that's back when there used to be a lot of bears around here. But, whoo, I brought myself out of coffee and I haven't even touched it yet. But anyhow, there did come upon a point in time, and I think because of the rubbish and the heat that it created and the stuff that was there, it somehow spontaneously combusted and it started a fire somewhere. And that fire burnt underground for 7 to 10 years. 7 to 10 years. I'm glad it did, but the stuff, there was different types of companies that were putting chemicals back there and all that, and it eventually seeped its way into the ground system, the water system, and people were getting some of the stuff. Scrap metal racing, woo! Let there be fire. But there was contaminants in the ground, and the companies that were to blame to do that, they paid to have the water line from the village. It's well water, but they have well water from the town that I'm from. It's up on one of the big hills, and we got fresh well water, but they have to use their standards by adding chlorine to the water. And I don't like drinking it. I don't want to drink chlorine. So I always buy spring water and get spring water from the store. And the one thing which when we usually go to the Adirondacks, I actually try to bring 5 gallon water containers because they got fresh spring water that comes directly out of the mountains. And that is awesome. But I will not drink the village water. But I got an unlimited supply of water that costs me like about $300 every quarter. 380 something. I forget. I don't even know. I forget what it was. I just pay it. But we should have had free water for life. Awesome job too at LBS's live stream earlier, Scrap Metal. He was a guest over in LBS's live stream. He did an amazing job. Burn barrel, yeah. I started here in this fire pit. Speaking of burn barrels, when we first came onto the land about 38 years ago, it was a barrel, and I still have a barrel out back that I use as well. It's a stainless steel barrel, and I cut a square out of the front, and cut a hole out of the top, and use that square that I cut out to make a little chimney for it. And we used to have a burning barrel, and we used to have a little fire in there. And then the fire, of course, degraded after a few years, and it got to the point where it kind of rusted in a way because of the heat and the fire in it, even though it was stainless steel. Which the other one that's still back there, and I'll show you guys one of these days. I've got it. Oh man, I can't. No, I can't. I could show you. I could show you. Oh man, I don't know if I want to do that. I'd have to go dig that out, but I could. But anyhow, uh, no, I'll show you guys another time. It's this. I bought two 55-gallon stainless steel drums, and I made like a chimney. We used that, but when the first one with the fire, it kind of degraded it with the heat. Because I have like nice big fires. I like a nice big fire. Yeah, 2 out of 3 tikis on. I can't read the chat because my chat stopped moving. Give me a second. Never drink out of the tap. No, no, I wouldn't either. Not unless it's a fresh well and it's your well. Water costs a lot. Yes, it does cost a lot. Hey, Old Path, good to see you. Thank you thank you so much for stopping in. Free beer would be better. Oh man, let's see. $5 a thing adds up fast. LBS rules. Yeah, he does. He's a cool dude. Snakebite's a cool dude. Sky Battle Racing is a cool dude. Rockamas is an awesome gal. Yeah. Woo. You all are. Love all you guys. But make sure you as well. I said it to Rockamas, Scott Metal. Make sure to check out that Mr. and Mrs. T-Bird in a web. Mrs. T-Bird's in there. Face reveal. Face reveal. Woo! She said she gave her permission when we were there to do the video, and she knew I was going to post it, but I did not ask her tonight. Is it okay if I still post that? I'll wait until she sees it, and then she'll probably say, take that down. I'm sorry. I'm just rambling on from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. Yeah, the tiki just lit up. The third one just came on. Getting dark. But with the stainless steel barrel, the 55-gallon barrel, when that kind of petered out and became no good, I started off with 3 cinder blocks. And then it led to 5 cinder blocks. And then it led to 10 cinder blocks. And then it was 15. And it kept getting bigger, 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 bigger. Then I started getting the patio stones from Lowe's. And I leveled the ground a little bit. But it's always been in that same exact spot right there where the fire is burning. And that area where the burn area is 4 foot by 4 foot. And it's nothing but stones I got from Lowe's and cinder blocks that I got, and I painted the outside. I should probably paint the inside. I gotta take a little bit of it back apart, and I've got some of the patio stones that are on the bottom. Oh boy, I don't even dare wonder how much they cost now, because I bought these many years ago. They're probably triple in price of what I paid for them originally. But they've kind of I got one corner that sank into the ground just a little bit over here. Let me get that light out of the way. Maybe I need that light. Yeah, you can kind of see it where the cinder blocks are kind of separating in that corner a little bit, just to the left of the tiki. You can see where they're separating a little bit. So that corner is kind of sinking down. I got to tear that whole corner up and out, and I got to re-level it a little bit, and then put the stones back down. Let's see. You see my yeah. I did see the latest Michael and Nancy video. I saw. I think I commented on it just below yours. It was a video that I think Michael had put it up, maybe, but Jeff Rubin more likely made it for Michael, and Michael posted it. You and I take it was you and Jeff taking all the pots and pans and throwing them in the back of your one of your cars. Was that the Camaro? I couldn't tell. Looked like an earthquake. Yeah, yeah, but this whole back wall is kind of slowly sinking in. It's kind of settled a little bit more. When I did this, I dug out all the topsoil because I have like cinder blocks all underneath me, raised up. It's higher than all the rest. But like I said, this is big enough here to where I can put a queen size bed in here, which me and Mrs. Tebert have done before. We've actually slept out here with a fire before, several different times at nighttime on a nice summer night, cool summer night, crystal clear skies. Had a nice little fire. We could just lay back. Had the pillows, no blanket. Stay out all night and just look up at the sky and the stars. It's really awesome. Hmm. Can't remember. All of a sudden, you're not feeling well. Yeah, maybe you need to eat something. Maybe your tummy's upset. Don't drink Pepto Bismol though. What I do, like I was saying earlier, um, I can't see now, but I'm not into. I can probably only do one, but I got these huge marshmallows, really huge. I should probably cook one. I should probably cook one. I got them last year. Michael wouldn't give me back my marshmallows, so I went and bought myself some more marshmallows, and these are huge. These are the big boys. Oh yeah, nice and crisp. Woo! I ain't gonna mess around. I'm just gonna go over to the fire and light it and let it burn. Let it burn. That's a hunk of marshmallow right there. That is a hunk of marshmallow. It's burning longer than the normal marshmallows do. All right, blow it out. Burn, baby, burn. Close enough. Check that out. Check that out. It's almost as long as my finger. Almost. No, to my knuckle. Good size. I can't eat that all at once. Yeah. Michael said he gave those back, but I don't believe him. I still think they probably were. They probably were in his left pocket, but I think he ate them or he gave them to Nancy. Oh my. There's one bite. And there's still a lot left. Ghostbusters marshmallows. War, what's going on, brother? Woo! Good to see you, War. I was wondering when you'd show up. Yeah, I brought those marshmallows out just for you, brother. 2 bites. Wow, that is a huge marshmallow. If you guys are on Michael Stackens, say, Michael, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it out with Michael's tonight, but tell Michael that he can keep those marshmallows. I don't want them because I want to buy some bigger and better ones. Bigger, better, best. Oh, man. 3 huge bites and it's down to the size of a regular marshmallow. Oh, man. That's like 4 or 5 regular marshmallows in one. No, I can't talk. Give me a moment. Yeah, exactly. 10-ounce marshmallow. That thing is huge. That's a Texas marshmallow. Everything's bigger in Texas, but somehow they got the New York State. I don't know how. Whew, I'm still sweating here. It's still humid. It's dark. It must be close to 8. I'm going to guess. It must be about 8:20, 8:26. I don't know. I have no idea. I know it's probably right around 8:30ish, so I'm going to guess 8:26 because we're roughly lost about a half hour of daylight in the evening and a half hour in the morning. 8:33. Well, that was pretty close. Not bad. Thick to the roof of your mouth. Yeah, thick to the roof of my mouth. At least I didn't burn my mouth. I got some in the mustache. Oh, Scrap metal probably went to go get something to eat. I don't know. Not sure. Not sure. See if Scrap metal notices. I think he probably already seen that though. I don't think he was there during my daytime live. War did War you saw it earlier, didn't you? I showed it to Rakamas earlier. The Fu Manchu. There's one thing I'm wondering, I'm curious about. Now, I always stream from the opposite side, but occasionally and lately, more often, I've been doing that. But I still like my rice pudding. Yeah, and I thought so. If I turn it back this way, everything's backwards. Rice pudding. I get that from holidays. I like it. I haven't even read the ingredients. I don't want to read the ingredients. Fuzziness, right? Yeah, yeah. Me too. Because this, I, this is the longest I've grown my mustache in probably about. I lied. There's been one time no shave November. I last grew my handlebars about 10 years ago at work where I worked at the train station, and it was much darker then. And that's when I grew it all the way down to here. So I did do the and I won a prize. I won a prize for it through my work because I had the best um, no shave November thing because they allowed you to do the mustache handlebar things. They had like a contest for no shave November, so I opted to do the Fu Manchu, and I actually won first place on the prize. And what their first place was a free meal at the lunch cafeteria where we didn't have to pay for it. So I got all I could eat buffet, and this is 10 years ago, and I think it came to like $23. It was breakfast, so I did pretty good in that deal. I said, whatever you can eat, all you can eat. Okay, give me some of that, some of that, some of that, some of that, some of that. In this and more of that, a little more. Yes, please and thank you. You're a spider. I'm a spider. Hey, I got the fangs here. The spider fangs. You went and saw that, didn't you, Scrappy? The Fu Manchu. Woo! Yeah, it's coming along. It's more white down here, though. Mustache still has 50-50. 50-50. Give me 5 more years and it'll probably be white like that. Okay, I'm going back to the fire. Comb that hair. Ooka chaka, ooka chaka. I think I need to put more wood on the fire. Let's see. I don't got much. Like I said, I don't got much dry wood. Oh, let's see. That's not hot. That's not hot. That's a little warm. Yeah, a little warm. Yeah, you can hear my silver. You can hear my silver jingling. Woo! Yeah, I made another video too, just so in case you guys do see it. Uh, I forget the show that me and Mrs. T-Bird were watching. The name of it. It's the one with they vote and they got the golden buzzer or whatever. We watch that a lot. I can't remember the guy's name, but I researched his name and he's got some very awesome music. And I did a little short, a 1 minute short, and I used one of his songs. Um, Something about don't cry when I'm gone or something like that when I pass or something. I'm not in any way, shape, or form dying. Okay, just please don't. You couldn't comment on that video. I'll have to look at it. My fire just fell apart. Dang it! But I'm in no way, shape, or form dying. It just I love that song, the way he sung it, and it just inspired me. Uh, because I like to look at things in life. No play no violin. I just like to look at things in life. I appreciate things. I appreciate what Jesus and the God has provided for us. Um, I've gained a better appreciation as I've been growing through the years. Maybe this was my purpose in life, why nothing happened to me when I was 18 when I got hit by a van. I don't know. But I've got a deep appreciation for the beauty of everything in life, the skies, the trees, where I live, and what I have. It's maybe not the best, but it's what I got, and I love it. I love it. I love being where I'm at. I like looking at the trees and the earth and the grass and the trees and almost everything that you see here on my property, which I've showed you, including a lot of the trees that you see. I have purposely planted them and put them there or not cut the trees down. Like the pine trees behind me. When I first came here, they were there. I could have mowed them over. They were only the diameter of a straw. I wanted them there. I wanted them to be there. This whole area used to be nothing but a field except for that hedgerow, that tree line over there to the north. Um, I guess just even that and the way the sky was just inspired me to make a video and have a really awesome song. And the guy sings, and I did put a thing in there, and it's sort of like a remembrance thing to any of my children or whoever. If me and Mrs. T-Bird plan on getting an urn of me and her together, a dual urn, and our ashes are going to be put together in an urn. But I would love to have some of my ashes, just a few pinches of it, scattered off over on that birch area there where I had put that deer. I took the deer up, but it's just something that I created, and I love that little area. I don't even know if I can zoom in on it. Now, why is my zoom working? My zoom isn't working. Rocka, maybe I need a new phone now. Oh, there it goes. And it's all blurry because it's nighttime. Dang it. Now, it doesn't want to work with me. Oh, there it goes. Maybe. Yeah, it's all blurry. It's got to be because it's nighttime. You can't see it, but you guys know where I'm talking about. Well, that little area. I've kind of missed the chat. Yeah, I apologize, Rocka. It's It's just the man that made that music. I think he might have passed away. Maybe there was something to do with he was on America's Got Talent, I think it is, or whatever, years ago, and I didn't research too much on it, but Mrs. T-Bird has seen it, and I searched a few of his songs, and he's got some really awesome songs. Yeah, it is blurry. I apologize, but I just did a quick video of the sky and whatever, and I found one of his videos, and I said I might be able to get that to fit well with that particular song, get it to fit well with the me going, doing a quick video in the sky and zooming in, which I did the video first, and then I was trying to find a song that would kind of fit it. Uh, it's kind of inspiring. Maybe it's not. I forget what I even put for it, but don't worry. I'm not passing away. I'm not doing it. Nothing's happening. I got 15 years or more better, you know. I'll probably live to be 100. I don't want to live that long. But it's different things when even what his words are. If you read between the lines, I don't know. I don't know how to quite put it into words, but it just a peaceful type of music and how I feel about looking at things and everything and what I've enjoyed. It's like I guess it's maybe kind of if and when I do pass away, I hope my kids or nobody cries. I hope they don't cry or I hope everybody rejoices and is happy because I've lived a good life. I'm still living a good life. Um, I've enjoyed my life. Have I done everything right? No. Have I made mistakes? Yes. Uh, I just like doing the things I like to do, and I like being happy. I like doing things. I enjoy country. I enjoy the sky. I enjoy wildlife. There's just so much that I enjoy, and if I ever pass, be happy for me because I'm moving on. I don't want to move on, but I'll be moving on to something better. For you know, we all will. You know, do what you can do. Coyote runs by more. A coyote running by was more views than anything I've done. Coyote. Are you talking about a coyote from Warner Brothers? Wiley E. Coyote? Yeah, exactly. But I've done quite a few. I've done a few which I'm very impressed at. That came out awesome. The one where I was did one with the rabbit, the first one with I was pretending I was Elmer Fudd. I'm hunting rabbits. It's rabbit season. I don't know if you've seen that one. No, it's duck season. The words, if you really play it a couple of times. I'm not trying to promote you guys watching it because a lot of you have already watched it, but go back and watch it and then what the song that I chose kind of fit it perfectly. And even when the rabbit at the end, if you listen to what I'm saying and the song that I found about Bugs Bunny, it's like it fit it so perfectly. And then even with I did one with Molly Bear chasing the rabbit. It was that was another one, and that was another Warner Brothers song thing. And sort of like with the one I did today with about the don't cry when I pass. Now there's a lot of different ways to read that, but rascally rabbit, yeah. But that one there, that very first one, I got that done, and that was so perfect. Everything, the way I was walking up, and I did all the little emojis and what I typed out, and where the rabbit was, and where I'd moved the camera, trying to hide behind the trees, and move back, and then he was gone, and what Bugs Bunny was actually saying on the Warner Brothers theme that I was playing. Everything like I don't know. It was like almost like it was meant to be. It's hard to explain. But for any of you that are out there that are having troubles with your lives, that are having hard times, don't think that I am not either. Maybe in not the same way, but in different ways. But always be positive. And that's maybe why I'm still here. I don't know. Maybe I'm meant to bring out positive, positive to people in life, to help people become more positive. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But to laugh, to joy, to live life, to be happy. No matter what is going wrong in your life, no matter what pain you're in, no matter who you are, there's another day. There's a brighter day. And even if the next day is not brighter, there's another day to make it brighter. And you have to make it brighter and do the things that bring you joy, that makes you happy, no matter what it is. It doesn't matter as long as it's good. As long as it's good and it's not evil, you can make yourself happy. Think about the joys of just sitting outside and looking at a beautiful sky. Okay, start playing the violin, scrap metal. You know, but you know, um, no matter what's happened in the past, no matter what you've done in the past, it doesn't matter. It's like the little monkey snapping Simba over the head. Doesn't matter. It's done. It's over. You know, but you can always be better tomorrow, or do better tomorrow, or feel better tomorrow. There's always a good thing to come out of something. And that's all I try to be. And I'm not trying to put on any kind of a show for anybody. Nobody. I mean, there are people out there. I'm preaching now. I'm sorry. I very much apologize. I'm just speaking from the heart and speaking how I feel. Um, I like to be a good person. I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. Trust me. I've got my own demons that I've had in the past, and things that I've done, and things that I've wronged. People I've wronged. Uh, there's been more that have done to me, but I've tried to forgive. Um, but strike, I like to live on a strike three basis. Strike one, strike two, strike three. Well, then you're going to hear it from me. After strike three, well, then I just pull myself away from that situation. I don't know. But I feel that may be my purpose on life. That maybe that's why I got onto YouTube. I don't know. I just want to be happy and enjoy stuff. Do what I want to do and be happy doing it. And smile. And I don't have to be a saint. I'm not a saint. I'm far from a saint. You know, a lot of people that are very religious, that are much more religious than me. They're no saints either. But I still believe. I believe there's another life after this life. Do I want to leave this life? No, but there is going to come a point in time, I guess. There will. And I'll be in a much better place. I don't want to say goodbye to all my loved ones and people I know and people that I care about, but it's inevitable. It's going to happen. Am I scared about it? Not so much, really. No. No, I'm not scared. There's a lot of people that believe that we are living in HELL right now on this planet. There's other people that have a theory that you just keep going over and over and keep reliving the same exact thing over and over and over until you get it right. Maybe you do. I don't know. None of us know. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Scrap Metal. Now, what about my spider? I'm not even looking at the chat. I'm sorry. I was kind of reading at it. No, as long as I don't have no warrants on you. No, no warrants on me. Mr. Rogers. Oh, boy. Okay. I scrolled back, making me laugh. Like Hellman's brings you out the best. Okay, let me scroll back to the beginning of it. Then they can hear. Oh, a spider. Oh man. Coffee time. What time is it now? I don't even know. Let me guess. Let me guess. Uh, hmm. Let me think here. 8:30. Mm-hmm. Started this 8:30. 8:30. It's 10 minutes of 9, right? Oh, close. 8:52. Woo! I have no watch. I don't wear a watch. I don't like watches. The only way I can tell is from my phone, which I'm streaming off my phone. But when I'm streaming off my phone, I don't see any clock or anything. The only thing I see is the whole live stream. I just see the amount of time that I've been streaming, how many people are on here, which that ain't always accurate, and how many likes I got. Selling silver. Woo! Silver selling machine. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, some people do. Yeah, there's a lot of people. Even on other streams, they like to listen to other content creators laugh. One of them is Knuckle Bustin' Numbskull. Uh, I forget who it was. I know Deneen thinks he has an hysterical laugh. I've got multiple different laughs. Sometimes I laugh like Burt Reynolds. Ask Rocka, she knows. I haven't done that in a while. I think I sound like Burt Reynolds sometimes when I laugh. Almost 6 foot. Got to count the legs. Oh, 14. There we go. I just seen it change. Yeah, it's been a while since I think I laughed like Burt Reynolds. I don't know, but I do periodically. Yeah, I got my water here. I got my coffee. I got my rice pudding. I haven't got into yet. I cooked one of those big, huge marshmallows. I'm still sweating. It's still humid here. Man, 9 o'clock and it's dark, and I'm still. And it's not because I'm near the fire. The only place I feel it is on my legs a little bit because I'm like 10 feet away from the fire. Like I was saying to Invisible before, it's from what you guys see in the camera, it doesn't even show it any justice on how big this is unless I step back and get beyond it. But I'm at least 10 feet from that fire right now. I mean, in order for me to really feel the heat, I got to have a huge fire going, which I usually do, or get up a lot closer to it because I'm sitting out behind in the back corner, away from the fire. But it's very humid out today, and it's still humid out. I think when it rained there shortly before about a half hour before I started my live, it made it even that much more humid. 97. Ooh, still at this time of night. Well, of course you're 2 hours behind me, so yeah. Wow, it's still hotter there than what it got here. I can only imagine how you feel. I got the AC running in the house. I turned on the AC on in the house. I go in the house when I came out here it was about 70 degrees inside the house and dropping. 1 hour behind me. Okay, I always thought for some strange reason you were 2 hours behind me. So if it's just say it's getting close to 9 o'clock, it's getting close to 8 o'clock for you. 103. OMG. Wow. Wow. We only came close was I think it was sometime in July. We came. We had quite a few 95, 90 between 95 and 97 degree days. I think we had one day that was almost close to 100, but it didn't quite make 100. That's without the heat index. That's actually in the shade, actual air temperature. Yeah, so I'm gonna get that even tomorrow. I'm gonna get hot humidity again tomorrow. Rocket Moss, my little sidekick. weather person. Sorry, Rocco. Weather you got usually comes to me the next day. Yeah, yeah. We like I said, I don't think we had any that went over 100 degrees, an actual air temperature in the shade. Because I got a outside sensor that's on the north side of my house, so it doesn't hit the sun. That Bluetooth into my house to tell me what the temperature is, and I don't think we exceeded 100 yet this year, which I'm very surprised because almost every summer we get at least a day or two that goes over 100. Now I might have missed a few days. I don't know, but I don't recall one going over 100. But the heat index is probably well over 100 on some days. I do know we had some 97, and then one day I had 99. Yeah, only a few months away. Yep, all my I used to call them tiger lilies, but they're actually day lilies. My peony bushes, all those flowers have been long gone. My tiger lily, the very last tiger lily, well, day lily, is going to fall off tomorrow. It bloomed yesterday. I was going to do a little short video on it, but I didn't. On my hostas around my pool, all those are, there's very few left. Now the hostas that are out front bloomed a lot later than the ones around my pool, so I still have flowers on them, and there's still hummingbirds going to them and bees. 111, that last heat wave. Yeah, I think we had like heat indexes of at least 107, 107 to 110. I don't know if we got to 111, but I'm just a little further north than you. But we still get a lot of hot weather, a lot of hot warm weather here. What I was getting at with the hostas and the flowers and those tiger lilies, once they go down, is definitely is always a sign for me that fall is just around the corner, and fall is just around the corner. It ain't far away. But I think we're gonna have an awesome Indian summer. But I think we're gonna have a very very bad winter with a lot of snow. I think we're gonna have a lot of snow this year. I see just the other day that silver broke over $60. I think it was like $62 and something. I think I was on Michael Stacking's watching on the TV and he was talking about it where it was like about 63. I think it was 63.05. I was watching the other night. I wasn't on my phone, but I had the TV on while I was watching TV, laying and relaxing in the lounger. Yeah, nothing a nice AC can't handle. Yeah, I think the AC, I forget, it's either 30,000 BTUs or 50, no, it's 50,000 BTUs. 50,000 BTUs. I had to wire in 210. It runs on 210 and it's in my T-Bird room. So I have to open up I got it's French doors that I made. I made them myself. It was just an opening there, but I incorporated it into some two doors I put together. I took the frame apart and put them together, and I'm carpentry inclined. I've done all sorts of carpentry work, everything from foundations to building houses from the ground all the way up to finish work. But I incorporated that into the wall, and I've got one door. It's permanently closed. I don't want it to open, so I just got the one door that opens and closes. I put French doors on the other side, but now we got that tapestry in the living room that kind of goes over it. But the air conditioner I put in there, I had to run from my breaker box 210, which I had to put in a breaker for that, and I had to get different wiring for it, and I ran that to that. But I've had that for wow, that's like a 25-year-old air conditioner. It still throws cool air. It goes as low as 64 degrees, but I don't think it works quite as efficiently as it did when it was new. I think I'm probably due for another brand new air conditioner. I've never had to put Freon in it or nothing, but it still cools the whole kitchen and living room down. So I just opened up that door, and I've got actually an air mover, that I bought for the bottom of my half basement, because I had some pipes burst one winter towards the end part of the winter. Some lines froze up, and they burst, and I had a ton of water down there. So I had to take down the back part of the cinder block wall and let that drain. I had a lot of water damage. I had to pull out a lot of insulation and whatnot, and do some repairs down there. And I bought an air mover to do that. So now I don't have a need for the air mover anymore. So I put that inside the T-bird room, turn the air conditioner on in that room, and let the air mover blow all the cold air out of the T-bird room into the kitchen, and it kind of goes into the living room. Let's see. Never like freezing. No, the cold or the heat doesn't bother me. I'm kind of good with either or. I like the heat. I can withstand 85, 95-degree weather. When it's humid, it ain't no fun though. The cold, I mean, we've had it, and I've got pictures of it actually being 42 below zero. I'll post those. I still got them on my phone. I think I was going to delete them the other day. I got pictures of actual air temperature 42 below zero from a few years ago. I'm just taking my light here because I heard, oops, blinded you. Sorry. I heard something over up to the side of me. I'm making sure it's not one of my little wild friends sneaking around here. I got a white opossum that pays my fire pit area visit every once in a while, and I got an ermine, a nocturnal ermine, which is a weasel that I capture him on my cameras from time to time. That like to strut across my area where the fifth wheels are in my fire pit area. It's amazing that some of the animals I catch on there on my cameras. I don't usually post those. There's ways how I can actually download the video clips, uh, but I got so much that feeds into that. I try to delete them off my system because they take up a lot of room. My cameras are constantly always going off, and if you ever hear that rocket nose, if you hear that bzz, bzz, that's because I've triggered or something has triggered one of my cameras. And when you got 10 cameras outside all over the place, there's something that's going to shoot them, that's going to trigger them. And every day it's a chore just to go through them and go check stuff out and delete the stuff out that I don't want and don't need. Because to have all that stored on there takes up a huge, vast amount. Yeah, you don't even know. Let's see, January's goal. Let's crank up the BTC miner for heat. Wait a minute. I just sent you a message. Who are you talking to, Scrappy? Me or somebody else? See, I can't. Red Bull Princess came in. I missed her. The bird was chatting, not paying attention. Sorry, Red Bull. Just have a great night. Yeah, Red Bull Princess. She does a lot of inspirational videos. Like when I was ranting and raving about, just be a good person and do your best, and and I think she gets that too. She gets that too. I think she's another New Yorker, I believe. You just messing with me? You like messing with me, don't you? Oh man. Oh boy. Yeah, but this will be probably the last live stream that I will be doing for a little while. And like I said, next after tonight, I may pop on, maybe put a few shorts on tomorrow. I haven't even posted 50% of what we did last time and where we went. I might throw a few more on there tonight. I got to get those off my phone because I've used a lot of space, and when I post them, I try to delete the stuff, and then I go into my settings, and I go to my where I got to go into my program to where I take my pictures, my camera, delete them out of there. Then I have to go to another area there and then delete them permanently. And then I have to go to my settings on my phone and I have to go over to my apps and I have to go down to the camera setting and I have to go to the cache and delete that. So it kind of keeps my phone kind of clean because otherwise my phone gets loaded up. Property of the management. You hope I got shorts on. Of course, I got shorts on always. Yeah, in the cloud. Yeah, I do have a lot of stuff that goes to the cloud. Um, I actually pay for 100. Is, is it 100 gigabytes or 100 megabytes on Google? I pay monthly for cloud. Um, I'm almost full on that. Let's put it that way, and that's the reason why I'm doing that. I would have I can't remember. I think it may be 100 gigs because they sent me a message on that I'm almost full. So I'm constantly going into two different emails that I have, and you guys all know my T-Bird email, but I pay for extra, and but I've got a lot of videos, a lot of photos, and I try to keep it clean, but even that one's getting full. And I'm not gonna go get another 100 to get 200. I'm just cleaning stuff up and trying to do the best I can. But there's on our adventure last week, I haven't even posted half the stuff that I have, and I have a lot of that on my phone still. Now a lot of that is backed up to the cloud, but as I post the stuff, I'm trying to delete it from my phone and also from the cloud at the same time because if it's something that's on YouTube, it'll be on there forever until I delete it if I choose to, which I don't plan on it. But like I said, with that one with Mrs. T-Bird, you might want to go check it out because he might make me delete it when there is activity in records. Hmm. Iffy, iffy. I forget what it even cost me for that for the cloud thing. I mean, you get a limited amount of cloud service, yes, but I bought the additional. Uh, Not that I can't afford another 100, but uh, I don't. I try not to waste. I don't want to waste. I don't think I really need it. I just need to be more proactive in making sure I delete what I delete when I delete it, and then I don't need to go spend money I don't need to spend. And it's sort of like shopping. I buy, even though I can afford whatever I want to afford. I try to shop efficiently. If I look for the deals, I look for the bargains, I use coupons. At Market 32, I get points for what I buy, and once they build up so much, I deduct that off of my grocery bill when I go to cash out. Um, I keep all my return bottles. I bring them down. I try to bring them down every couple of weeks, and I put them in the machine, get the 5 cents, and I give them the bottle slip and have them deducted off my bill. I don't know. It's just efficiency, I guess. I'm sort of it's sort of branded in me. It's the way I grew up. It's how I survived it. It's how I got to be where I'm at now. That's the reason why I don't throw away electronics. That's why I don't just throw electronics in the garbage because I know certain electronics, most every electronic got copper, silver, or gold in it. And why throw away something that's worth money, of value? No, I don't know. It's branded in me. Yes, exactly. I other than glass, I wish there was a better recycling for plastics, because I learned this probably, I don't know, a year ago or something. But you know how we go recycle plastics and they all take plastics away, and it's like in where the old landfill is. They have a what's it called, Casellas or whatever, Casellas, and they have all these different bins where you put your cans, you put your number two plastic, you put your number one plastic, you put your glass and this and that. From what I found out, it's costing them more. It's costing the taxpayers, I believe, money, because for the plastics that they recycle, it, I they're sending the plastic. There's so much of it, and they don't have a good way to do it. I guess some of the plastics get sent overseas to be turned into different. I forget. I forget, but there's something about it to where it's costs a lot of money to just recycle that stuff, to turn it into plastics, and they're still pumping out new plastics. Of course, they are recycling it, but it's at a cost, and the cost is passed down to taxpayers. Yeah, plastic burns nicely. Yeah, I used to burn a lot of plastics, but I try not to burn plastics if I can. Um, I don't burn cardboard. Occasionally, I do, but to save on, I mean, like, I'm all about savings. I'm all about saving money. I'm geared that way. I can't help myself, but it's like I try to limit what I throw away. I try to recycle as much as I can, because it doesn't cost me anything to get rid of recycled materials. But like, say, if I go somewhere to like a fast food restaurant, like say Wendy's or Burger King or something, they give you these cardboard things and all this other stuff. It's like all my paper stuff that I can't recycle as cardboard. I burn out back. Um, I try not to burn plastic, because burning plastic emits a lot of bad stuff into the atmosphere, uh, and that's what's having an effect on global warming with the ice sheets melting or something. I'm not saying anything bad about it, but I try not to burn. Do I burn plastics? Yes, I do. Occasionally, I do, but not too much. Uh, the bad stuff that I'm burning, which I probably shouldn't, because I don't know what the heck to do with it. You order something from um, Amazon, and you have that soft foam plastic. It's that white foamy plastic, that really thin, soft stuff, and it's staticky and it sticks to everything. I burn that in with my paper stuff out back, and boy, does that make some black smoke. And I'm not proud of it, but I'm being honest. Oh man, it's starting to sprinkle. I got my blueberries out here. I got my coffee. I got my Wi-Fi. Dang it, man! How are you kidding me? But I burn that stuff because I don't. The only way to get rid of it is to bring it to the dump and pay to have it, and that stuff just doesn't squish up that easy. I mean, when I take my where's my stick? Where's my stick? I'm gonna get some coals here together. It could put my fire out. So even when I get a bag of garbage, I put it on the floor and I compact it. I compact it as small as I possibly can. So instead of going to the dump with a big 55-gallon bag, I got something compressed down to a 13-gallon bag. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's raining. Dang it. Look at that. There's a raindrop. Big raindrops. Big raindrops. I got my battery. One of my battery packs is connected to it. Well, was connected to my phone. Oh man. I hope it doesn't start pouring because I'll have to end this live stream very quickly. But I'm always about trying to save money or something, and that's the way I grew up. I've been on my own since I've been 15 years old, and I've had to. I had me, myself, and I, and then there was Miss T-Bird, and we had me, herself, her, and I, and then we had our children, and then we had each other. But we had to work hard. We both had to work two jobs, work opposite each other to make ends meet and survive and pay the bills and pay the mortgage and pay the car bill. Uh, but we struggled. I had to be efficient in every which way I could try to be. And that's what I did. And it's just instilled in me that way now. Even though I can afford stuff, I'm not trying to brag. I'm sorry and I apologize. I'm not living week to week, but I've worked my butt off for it all my life to get where I'm at. So has Miss T-Bird, and she still is. That's why I said you need to really appreciate your other significant other, your spouse. Even if they're not working and they're cleaning and picking up the house, respect them because what they're doing isn't easy. It's hard, trust me. Because I try to help Mrs. T-Bird out as much as I possibly can, and it's not easy. I'm going on to another preach. I apologize. I know most of you guys don't want to even hear that, but if I could just instill something in somebody that makes somebody see the light and if I can possibly it helps out somebody else, and I wish maybe yeah, I've been on YouTube for probably I don't even know now, 10, 15 years probably. Don't remember, but I never really thought about starting a channel back then. But if I did start a channel and somehow linked up with a few of you guys, maybe I could have helped you guys out realize certain things on, you know, how to conserve and how to help yourselves get ahead. Um, invest some of your fiat money into some metals and stuff when it was really cheap. Yeah, I was on. I forget whose live it was. I was on. I can't remember. I think it might have been Liberty Bleed Silver. They were talking about. He was. Yeah, yeah, it was. He was talking about um, what's what's the cheapest you ever bought silver at. He was talking. I forget who it was that was out there, but somebody had said like I don't quite remember roughly, but it was back in the early I think 1980s when I bought my first bar of silver, and I'm pretty sure it was around $10. It was just a little over $10 an ounce. I would have to research. I don't remember. Somebody would have to research it. I guarantee you, somewhere around 1980s, when I know it was, because I know where I was in the 80s. I wasn't with Mrs. T-Bird yet, but it was in the 80s, and I remember silver being a little over $10 an ounce. I think that was when I bought my first bar of silver. My I'd bought many around the 80s, and one of them I didn't pay anything for. I got an ounce. It's a camel. It's a camel round from R.J. Reynolds, and they had these cigarettes. I'd smoked Camel cigarettes, and they had these Camel bucks in there. And I bought a Camel's ashtray out of there. And there was one time they had, I don't even remember how many Camel bucks I spent, but I smoked a heck of a lot of Camels to, to, to have enough of these Camel dollars to through their site to buy this Camel pure 999 silver round, which didn't cost me anything, but it did through buying packs of cigarettes. But they had Marlboro Miles and all that stuff. But I got a bunch of neat things through Marlboro and also Camel. But like I said, the very first bar of silver I think I bought, because I had collected silver before that, was just a little over $10 an ounce in 1980. Um, Even before that, I forget the year, but I think in 2005 or 2007 I got buffaloes, not silver buffaloes, but buffaloes, and they're about 700 and something around 2005 or 2007. I think when I first dabbled in maybe buying my first piece of gold, oh, oh man, I'm trying to think. It was 19, and I don't even remember. It was around $350. I think it was in the 90s, 80s, or was it 90s? I think it was the 90s, early 90s, 1993 maybe. Gold was under $400 an ounce, I think. I don't recall. My memory's not that good. I can't remember everything. But back in the day, like I said, from a young teenager, 13 years old, I knew what silver was. I knew what the silver coinage was. I grew up around a gas station, a garage near the Canadian border. Back then, people were just, it was common. It was common to have 90% silver coinage and 80% silver coinage from Canada come across. And I knew what it was. And when my father was letting me work and I got on running the cash drawer when I was 16, every wheat penny, every buffalo nickel, every war nickel, every silver dime, Mercury, Roosevelt, that was 90% silver, or if even if it was Canadian and it was silver and I knew it was silver, I got it at face value. And I still have it. I've never parted with it. Very, very rarely have I ever got rid of any of my silver. Now I'm going on a silver kick. Man, and it's raining here. That's all right. My Wi Fi can handle it. I'll show you. I don't even know what time it is. I got my blueberries over there too. Oh, my screen. I got water on my screen. Got my blueberries. I got my rice pudding, coffee, my water, my marshmallows. Everything's all wet. Oh, I don't know if you can see the rain on there. See it? There's the rain. There's the rain. You see? Oh yeah, you see? You can see my green lights. You can see my green lights. My Wi-Fi extender. Ooh, ooh. How did I do that? Dang it! Oh, I'm back. I was trying to zoom in, and there's my green lights for my Wi-Fi extender. I'm missing probably half the chat too. Coinstar gave you 76 Canadian dimes yesterday. Wow. Wait, 76? Oh, gave a 76 Canadian dime yesterday. You got a 1976 Canadian dime? 924? I think it's 924. Yeah, I've been missing a lot of the chat. I call my dad Jewop. He's tight. There's 5 loops at once. You Liberty bleeds. Yeah, let's elaborate more on that. Coinstar gave you 76. Is that a 1976 or it gave you 76 Canadian dime? Must be a 1976 Canadian dime. I don't think there's anything important on a 76 Canadian dime. I know it's not silver, not a 76. But the Canadian stuff that I used to get at my dad's gas station when I worked there, they had the canoe boats, the Canadian dollars. the 80 percenters that had the canoe on the back. 1975, all silver. You put a magnet to it, test it with a test it with a magnet. Scrap metal. I don't. I'm almost positive 1975 Canadian dime is not silver. And if it was silver, their silver coinage is usually 80%. But take a magnet and see if a magnet will pick it up. If a magnet picks it up, it's not silver. All Canadian dimes will stick to a magnet. Oh, nickel. It's possible. They did have certain. If it came out of a Canadian proof set. If it is silver, it came out of a Canadian proof set, because the Canadian nickel or dime 1976 or 75 would not, for normal currency that in normal circulation that goes in circulation, would not be silver, even if it was a nickel. The only way it would be if it was something that was broken out of a Canadian set, like say a U.S. Set. They make certain sets that are silver. The Canadian government does the same too, as well. But if you have one that's meant for circulation, that was produced for circulation, that was a 75, it will not be silver unless it got taken out of a silver set. And it's possible. And it stopped raining. Everything's wet, but I'm fine. I'm fine. My equipment's fine. I'm running around for the old battle axe. I'm on a Bluetooth. I tape something and something away. I got like a water droplets on my phone. Oh man, it's so dark out here. I can't see nothing. Yeah, everything's wet. Well, the fire didn't go out. See, even if I was out in the wild and frontier, even if it rains, your fire will still go. You just got to make, unless you got a complete downpour. You have 2 or 3 1965 Canadian sets. Oh, proof sets? 1 ounce of silver. Nice. Canadian proof sets. I've seen them before, but you know what? That's I've never bought any of the Canadian proof sets. I guess I was a sort of a fool by not doing it, because back in the day, like I was saying in one of my live streams, I mean, I could use to cross the border into Canada with no problem. I mean, I'm only a stone throw away from it. Well, not literally, but I'm only minutes, 5-10 minutes from the Canadian border. And it was, where are you going? How long are you going to be there? Oh, I'm just going to go over to tax free duty shop. Okay. You only be there what? Just, oh yeah, I'm just going to check it out. Maybe buy some cigarettes or some Molson beer or something like that, and then come back across. Okay, have a good day. And once you go through the Canadian booth, you take the very next left, and you get like in a southbound lane to go back to the United States, and the Canadian, uh, what do you call it? The tax-free duty shop was right there, and you wouldn't have to pay any tax or anything on any of it. Used to buy, export A's and buy some Verdor, some good Canadian Verdor, some Molson Golden. And inside the tax-free duty shop, I remember looking at their coins. They had proof sets and silver sets and stuff like that for Canadian coins. But I at that point in time in my life, I just wasn't interested in Canadian sets. U.S. sets was different. And free Canadian silver was different, because I was getting that for free at my father's gas station. All I could find, and whoever gave it, put it across the counter, and it came in all the time. People would come in instead of, they didn't, that's before credit cards really started coming out. Credit cards was like maybe only one person out of every 100 had a credit card. Very few people had credit cards. Everybody paid with cash. And a lot of times, one or two out of everybody came in and paid with quarters, nickels, dimes, and pennies. They come fill their car up or their truck up. It costs like maybe, I don't know, $15, $15, maybe $20 to fill their truck up. And, trust me, gas was under $1 back then. I mean, if they filled their truck up, cost $15, somebody that came across the border or whatever, whether they had American Canadian change, it would come in and pay for it and change. And it was a common thing. I mean, local people would pay with a check. They give you a check. You knew them, they were local, okay, no problem. Right out a check. Or it was cash. Very rarely was it credit cards. Back then in the day, there was no swipe your card through the machine electronically. It was the old. Have any of you remember the the credit card machines? You had to put the paper down. You put the credit card on there, or you didn't do it because you weren't in a cashier job. But I was. There's a little metal machine. It wasn't. It was just a metal thing. You would put the credit card in. You would take a little slip that had a cardboard paper, had a carbon copy, then another copy. You would swipe it. You'd set it there, and every day you'd have to change the date. You'd swipe it over the top of the credit card, the paper, and then back, and it would imprint the card and the name and the date and expiration date on that piece of paper. And you would take the very top copy, give it to them, and then you take the carbon copy, throw it away, and you would have the actual imprinted thing. And then that went into your drawer, not into your actual drawer, but into that spot. That machine, it was sort of a machine, and then it got sent to it stayed with your shift, and you would take your whole complete shift bag. It would go to the bookkeeper. The bookkeeper that the company, the gas station would hire. We call her the bookkeeper, but they would organize it and they would send all those paper slips out and mail them to the credit card companies, and then the credit card companies would mail a check back to my parents' business. So it was totally different. It wasn't no electronically done. And I'm sure a lot of you that are here, like Scrap Metal and Rockamas, and probably even Invisible, know what I'm talking about. But very few people had credit cards back when I was a young teenager. And it was the same to do with truck drivers that would come in. I mean, they would have these checks called ComCheck. Do you remember ComCheck, Scrap Metal Racing? Have you ever used ComCheck? But truck drivers would come in with these ComCheck cards, and it was the same principle. There was no electronic thing done. You would have this Com card, and you would put it down there, and you had a specific slip of paper that had a carbon slip on it. Put it on there. You would put the price down there and in the numbers and change the numbers, little slide things, and then slide it. The driver would sign it, and then you give him his copy. Boom, bada bing. It was all mailed in. You didn't get your money until you got a check back from the place that you mailed it into. I'm sure you remember that. Yeah, exactly. That's why credit card numbers were raised precisely. You got ComCheck card, credit card now. Yeah, now it's credit card. You got the actual magnet reader in the back. Yeah, it was a whole different world back then. Well, I've touched a lot of topics tonight, haven't I? Yeah, the good old days. Yeah, I'd love to go back to them. The world was such a better place. It was so different. I can remember the soda machines. Even at my dad's garage, it was a quarter for a can of soda or a bottle of soda, a quarter. Put a quarter in the machine, press what you want, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, or the Coke machine. It disperse out the bottom. Only cost you a quarter. Yeah, cigarettes. I mean, yeah, when I was like 14, 15 years old, I was smoking. My parents knew it. They didn't say anything. It was my life. They didn't smoke. My father smoked cigars. He didn't smoke cigarettes. My mom, every once in a blue moon, would smoke cigarettes, but she never inhaled. She would just kind of hold it with her thumb and her finger and just blow the smoke out. She would never inhale. It was so funny to watch her. Oh man, it was crazy. Old man rambling. Yeah, old man rambling. Oh, I almost did the Burt Reynolds laugh. Almost. It was close. Yeah, it was so different. So different, but life was so much easier, more pleasant, trusting. Now today it's all gone to the dogs. It's all electronic and worried about this and worried about that and everything else. And it is radio signals. I had an aunt that never inhaled. Yeah, yeah, that's funny, isn't it, Raka? The way they don't inhale, but they blow the smoke. They blow the smoke. Yeah, my mom never usually inhaled either. Yeah, I gotta get down. I missed up I missed stopping by to go see her last weekend. I gotta go see her this weekend. Oh boy, a chain smoker that don't inhale. Oh my god. Oh man. Yeah, my mom wasn't much of a chain smoker though. She was a wannabe smoker, but I've smoked for a good portion of my life. When I vaped, I quit smoking altogether, cigarettes anyways, and now that I got away from that, I'm on. I got to be honest. I'm supposed to be down to 2 cigarettes a day, but no, I'm still doing three. Still doing three. I'm sorry. It is what it is. It is what it is. At least a pack of cigarettes lasts me almost about 5 days. About 5, 6 days. That ain't bad. Yeah, I do. Yeah, we got little grass snakes by the wood pile. I've got one over on my. It's got a little hole underneath my garden bed over there. That 4 foot by 20 foot garden bed. He's got a hole and he comes out of there. He's just a regular grass snake. I gotta leave him be, let him do what he wants. He's got a hole. I almost ran him over accidentally earlier this week. I was mowing up along the side of it, and I was going that way, and I didn't see him until the mower blade almost got there, and I stopped. Didn't want to kill him or anything. He's good for the insect population and the mice population around here. He probably takes care of little smaller little mice and what have you. Wow, 4 packs a day. Ooh, wow, that's a lot. I don't think I've ever smoked that much, but I probably used to smoke about average a pack a day, maybe a pack and a half. Dang it. I'm getting a I'm getting an east wind. I'm getting a wind that's coming from the southeast, blowing my way to the northwest. And what I was sniffing is how I could tell because the um, the poultry farm that grows chickens, they have a little area up there where they spread their manure sometimes, and I can, I can, I can smell a hint of chicken manure. Now, that ain't chicken. No, that's cow manure. Oh, it must be okay. Never mind. That ain't them. It's got to be coming from just across the road on the same side of the road that I live, south of me, where I usually go down that long dirt trail, not too far with the UTV. There's another field that's owned by another place. They own a field and it's hay. I think they spread it. I think they spread cow manure on there today. That's owned by another place altogether. And they had cut their hay on there. And after they cut their hay, they spread manure on there. I must be getting the wind just right where I can smell that manure from there. And I was starting to smell. Thinking, what the heck? Western breeze. Western breeze. Let's see. Oh man, I've been streaming for over 2 hours. Holy crapes! Yeah, rattlesnakes. Oh man, yeah. We don't have any poisonous snakes here, invisible. Um, Not around here. In the Adirondacks, there is the call it an Adirondack rattler. I've only came across one once. It was a smaller one, and he lunged at me. I went up to him. I seen him, and I was curious, and I went up to him, and he kind of hunched back, and he kind of hissed or whatever, but I don't think he didn't hiss, but he rattled, and then I went a little closer, but I was still like probably about 7 feet, and when I got too close, he kind of took a lunge at me, and I jumped back, and I didn't know what kind of snake it was, and I've never seen a snake do that. So when I came back, this is quite a few years ago, I researched it on the internet, and it was an Adirondack rattler, I guess they called it. But I guess if I would have got closer, I could have got bit. I don't know how venomous they are, but they're supposed to be venomous. Now let me poke that fire a little bit. I'll probably please, if you would, Rakamas, please give me the time. Let me know what time it is. I'm just gonna poke this fire around a little bit. I didn't plan on going this long in my live stream. I just got chatting away about this and that and everything else. And this is the last live stream I'll be doing for over a week. Like I said, I will try to put up a few shorts next week. There may be there is a place that we are going to. We're going back to Tupper Lake area, but we're going to an area around Tupper Lake where there is no cell service. I hope you guys can hear me. Come on, keep going. We are going to an area where there isn't any cell service. Um, I don't have any word on if we're going off the grid to camp overnight or not. I don't think we are. So I'll be home pretty much almost every night. But we've got a lot of different things. 9:44. Ooh, well, it's almost Michael Stackings. I'll make sure to let everybody go before 10 o'clock. That way, there I don't hold anybody up from going to Michael Stackings. But I hope I'll probably give it another. Let me see. I don't know. Oh, I just got something, but I can't look at it. I can't look at it. Maybe I can hurry click it. No, I missed it. I missed it. Wait, am I able to look at that? I might be able to. Yeah, I was able to scroll down and look at it. But for the most part, we're not taking off. We're not taking off anywhere to go overnight and stay overnight. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be here, but we are taking off to go to Tupper Lake to go back down near the Wildlife Center, but it will be off the grid. We're just going down there just to go ride the rail. They call them rail cars, and that'll be kind of cool. You'd have Starlink? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you never go to Michael's, make sure to say T-Bird Raid. Woo! She wants a tree. Who wants a tree? Somebody wants a tree. Let's see, Piglet keeps all Piglet. Oh man. Yeah, she wants a treat. Take care of her. Give little furry lips a treat. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have Starlink, but I don't know how well that would even work. I don't know. I wonder if you can live stream from Starlink. I thought about maybe going with Starlink, but I don't know. They have a special with Starlink for seniors. Even at 60, I could have a discount. I think for 3 months or something as a senior. Yeah, yeah, I hear you. But we're going to the rail cars anyways. And I'll have service there, but there's going to be like there's just basically one little section. There's only like one little section in Tupper Lake that you drive through, is what I'm saying. Like you're going to drive through where you don't have any connection. It's just like for like about 5 minutes, and then you get back into connection. But the big thing about it is it's Mrs. T-Bird is just wants it to be me and her. $50 a month. Yeah. I think that's what it was, but I don't know whether that's the I don't I don't think that's with the senior discount thing though, is it? I think I'd have to relook at it. I don't know if I would want to I don't know if I would want to get Starlink or not. Yeah. Yeah, 100 megabytes. Huh. For on Starlink? Is that what you're talking about? Oh man. I guess I figured out a way how I can look at things while I'm streaming. I can't click into anything, but I figured out a way how I can look at things. 9:49. Woo. Okay, fine. I'll leave it to 5 more minutes and then I'll go. I'll probably pop into Michael's there for a short. I'm going to stay outside, providing it doesn't rain anymore. I'm gonna stay right outside here. I got my battery pack in my phone. I have a mountain blocks, cell phones. Oh, you have a mountain that blocks the cell phones? Yeah, well, that's what happens a lot of times. Like I said, when we go to the Adirondacks down to Tupper Lake, there's like it's sort of sporadic in like one or two areas, but only like for like around 5 minutes or something. Um, but the it just you touch and go from one cell tower to the next. When you go down, you sort of lose signal just for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then you got it back again. There is one part in the Adirondacks where it is totally off the grid at all. You don't have nothing, but we're not going there this year. We're going to Tupper Lake and they have cell service and everything like that in there. There's only like one or two spots where you end up losing cell service while driving there for maybe like 3 or 4 minutes. But for me and Mrs. T-Bird, it is just going to be me, her, and her brother-in-law, or my brother-in-law, her brother, and his fiance, which I consider my sis. I consider her my sister-in-law. Uh, just enjoying each other's company, and we're going to be going there. Um, it'd be like in the wildlife park where I went to. I had cell service, but I didn't. I couldn't stream. I couldn't live stream. I still can't live stream without my Wi-Fi here at the house if I leave my house. But I got cell service. Um, with my cell service carrier, I just can't live stream off my cell service. I can receive anything. I can make phone calls and do everything I want to do. I just can't. It won't allow me to live stream. I don't know why. But it's going to be just basically me. I promise Mrs. T-Bird it's going to be all about me and her, and that's pretty much what it's boiled down to. I mean, we're going to be home pretty much every day. We're just going to be doing things here at the house. We're going to be having awesome cookouts between me, her, and her brother, and you know, she ain't going to have to go behind the computer or do any work, and it's going to be awesome. Oh, let me see. It's voice and text. Hmm. Rain, but it disappeared. Yeah, well, that's what it was doing here, Rock. I got rain, but it disappeared. It was starting to rain pretty good here. I thought I was going to have to hurry up and close up shop. But thank you very much, Invisible. Thank you, Scrap Metal Racing. Thank you, Rakamas. Appreciate you all. Like I said, I may get on. I may get on tomorrow. I don't know. If I do, I'll be doing a live stream pour some copper for Raz Babo. And if I don't, it won't be this Monday, but it'll be the following Monday. When Miss Keeper goes back to work, I'll set up a time. I'll schedule it a half a day ahead of time for a certain time where I'll do a live stream pour. I'll come up with a few different things where I can pour some copper. Maybe I'll pour some silver. I don't know. Um, Maybe if I take out my brand new 2 auto furnace, I can have two furnaces going at once as long as I don't. I tried that before and it kicks the breaker off in my garage. So I don't know if I'll be able to have both of them going, but I'll be doing something after Mrs. T-Bird comes back. But thank you so much, each and every one of you. Have a great rest of your weekend and a great week next week. Um, I'll be here enjoying myself and Mrs. T-Bird. We'll be swimming and enjoying each other's company. We'll be out here by the fire pit, doing exactly what I'm doing right now, but it's going to be just me and Mrs. T-Bird. Um, I do have a video that I may throw up tonight of several years ago, of me and Mrs. T-Bird enjoying each other here on our property before I even did YouTube. I still have that. Um, you'll see her dancing on the deck, and we got all the deck all blinged out with all these lights and music playing. I don't know how well that will work. I'll have to keep it underneath a 60-second thing, and I may have to put a song along with it so it drowns out the rest of the volume because of copyright infringement. But we'll see. Go check out that short before I have to take it down. I hope don't have to, Mr. and Mrs. T Bird in a web. Alrighty. Thanks a lot, guys. Woo! T Bird out. Can't see the thumb. Got to do the jingle. Got to do the jingle. Wait, where's the silver? I didn't do that earlier today, but I had it on me. Oh yeah. Woo! There it is. All right, T Bird out. Bye, guys. Bye, Scrap Metal. T Bird out. Woo! Bird's word.